Here's the real secret.
Range Wilson.
When I first thought about getting into comedy, the first thing I did was to analyze existing comedians. I studied applied mathematics at Harvard, so analysis is what I'm supposed to be good at. And the first thing I noticed was most comedians aren't funny. Now that may surprise you. You might think that the secret to being a comedian is to be funny, but I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Most comedians are simply good at following the format of comedy. Setup, punchline, riff, rant. And people laugh. Enough people that they stay in business. And I realize different things are funny to different people, but I also realize that some people laugh at almost anything. As long as they can figure out it's a joke, they're gonna laugh. Now I had a guy at work like that. His name was Ryan. Ryan would laugh at any joke. You could pull out something like this. Hey Ryan, I just flew into town and boy are my arms tired. And he would laugh in exactly the right spot. Then he would think about the joke. Maybe 20 or 30 seconds later he'd say, hey, I get it. You flew into town using your arms instead of an airplane. That's why your arms are tired. And I'd say, yep, nice job, Ryan. But you could have said anything. You could have said, hey, I just flew into town and boy, are my legs tired. And he still would have laughed. Now, my boss at work, Lauren, she was just the opposite. You could tell her a run-of-the-mill joke and she wouldn't react at all. She'd just stare at you. And if you told her a funny joke, she'd say the words, that's funny. Which is not the response you want as a comedian. You want people laughing out loud. So that was my test. If I could get Lauren to laugh out loud, then I knew the joke was funny. I think too many comedians focus on the Ryans of the world, the people who laugh easily. But the real trick is to focus on the Laurens of the world, the people who it's tough to get to make laugh. So if you're sitting there scowling at your computer screen right now, you're the person I want to get to laugh. Let me know in the comments below if I manage it at some point. Okay. So the second thing I noticed about comedians is a whole bunch of them are funny looking, as in odd looking. You got Leno with the chin and Conan with the forehead and Fallon with the wax face, and they're just odd. Plus a lot of them just act weird. A lot of comedians are strange people. So is that the secret? If you're funny looking and funny acting, that makes you ha-ha funny? Well, it seems to actually give you an advantage because when you look at these people, you're already smiling just because they're so odd. And it's not much of a step from a smile to a laugh. So that put me at a disadvantage because I like to think I'm a decent looking guy and I act normal. I don't act weird or quirky or anything like that. So this got me worried. I said, should I really be doing comedy if you have to be funny looking and funny acting to be ha-ha funny? But then I thought about it more and said, you know what? It's not everyone. There has to be more than that. It has to be the material. The base has to be the material. And I analyzed it more, thought about it, and said, all right, now I get it. Here's the real secret. Every comedian is a fuck-up. It's absolutely critical. And there's two reasons for that. First, you don't become a comedian if you have any other reasonable option. You don't sit there and say, should I become a doctor or a comedian? No, you become a comedian because you fucked everything else up. It's the only option you have left. Second, being a fuck-up is what gives you material. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's not, but at least it's something. Because you learn from fucking up. And if you share your own fuck-ups, then when you point out other people's fuck-ups, you have street cred. You want to be the OG of fuck-ups. That's how you become a comedian. Now this was great news for me because I have fucked up more than anyone, at least based on my potential. On top of the class at Harvard, tall, white male, handsome, fit, charming, charismatic, witty, every advantage you could want, and I done fucked it all up. So that's why I'm making comedy videos, to share my fuck-ups with you. And if you would like to be a comedian someday, my advice to you is to fuck up early and fuck up often. That's the real secret to becoming a comedian. And if you're funny looking and funny acting, all the better. Also, invite Ryan to your shows. He'll have a great time. I guarantee it. Like this video if you liked it, share on social media, most importantly subscribe. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.